So we, the members of Parliament representing the 4 constituencies affected by the Selangor Intelligent Parking SIP scheme, namely Selayang, Petaling Jaya, Shah and Subang, are united in our views and urge the Selangor State Government and the pihak berkuasa tempatan to take the following actions. We call on the Selangor State Government and the PBTs to postpone the implementation of the SIP scheme and conduct a thorough review of its policy and framework, including adopting the best transparency and accountability practices. The proposed SIP prioritization scheme raises legal, commercial, and operational concerns. Overall, from the disclosed but limited information of the scheme, we are concerned that the scheme appears to be in favor of private interests over the rights and benefits of our PBTs and constituents. Our call is to ensure that the commitments of Pakatan Harapan to transparency and accountability are upheld in all matters of government contracts, including privatization schemes, particularly in our own state governments of Pakatan Harapan. Some background: on July 2025, the government of Selangor announced the SIP scheme. Myself and YB William commented and raised alarm on the matter on 10 July and 13 July respectively. This press conference is to follow up on our positions and statements with the support of YB Haji Azli and YB Wong Chen. We also note the following. A. Public parking lots fall under the jurisdiction of the Ministry of Transport under the Federal Legislation of the Road Transport Act 1987, where PBTs are empowered by the Minister Approval under Section 72 of Act to manage and collect parking fees. Crucially, the Act and relevant Gazette orders do not provide for the privatization of parking management or fee collection by PBTs without the Minister's approval. We need the state government and PBTs to confirm if such ministerial approval has been obtained for the SIP scheme. B. Furthermore, the proposed SIP scheme appears to be top-down in nature, sidelining meaningful input and decision-making power from PBTs, the very institutions responsible for sustainable, future-proof city planning. Under the current scheme, a private company stands to collect 50% of the revenue, MBI only 10%, while the PBTs who remain legally responsible for parking operations will only receive 40% of all revenue. On the surface, this revenue sharing scheme seems lopsided and need further detailed disclosures. In Petaling Jaya, for instance, the city is projected to face a revenue shortfall of roughly 10 million ringgit from this scheme. We question why the installation of 1,800 units of in-situ cameras would cost 200 million ringgit, or 111,000 per unit. And as such, we will require a full breakdown of costs, including software, operational, and maintenance. Ultimately, we will need the disclosure of the projected profitability of this SIP scheme. We are of the opinion that the state government's proposed privatization scheme of the management public car parking lots and collection of parking fees in 4 local council areas have missed an important point. The objective and functions of the local councils are to provide democratic governance and ensuring essential services for their communities. This aim is to promote social and economic and community development. In this regard, the primary objective of a local council regarding public parking lots is to manage and optimize use of parking spaces for the benefit residents, businesses and visitors to make it easy to find and use parking lots, reducing congestion and improving traffic efficiency. More importantly, the residents and businesses have paid their rates and assessments. The local council's obligation is to promote the businesses and vibrancy of town and commercial centers by providing residents and visitors with convenient and safe parking lots. Therefore, parking charges must be affordable and fair. The objective is not for the local council to make a profit, but to serve the community. In these circumstances, the state government's objective to privatize the public car parks to maximize revenue collection and make profits appear to us to have missed the most important objective of the exercise, which is the well-being and vibrancy of the community, not the maximization of profits for private companies, state government corporations, and not even maximization of the profits for the local councils. We call for a revision of the entire scheme and urge the state government and PBTs to prioritize the Klang Valley's broader mobility needs, such as the strategic allocation of parking bays, integration with public transport, and city walkability, Solving urban mobility challenges, including the allocation of car parks, requires comprehensive strategies and not merely painting more parking lots or imposing stricter fines, let alone a narrow-minded focus, profit maximization approach on increasing collection rates. We therefore call on the state government to do 4 things. First, to postpone the scheduled launch on the privatization stated on 1st August 2025. And second, to fully and publicly disclose the terms and conditions of the SIP parking scheme. Third, to disclose the commercial terms and aspects of the SIP scheme, including the profitability of each party, namely for the private entity, MBI, and PBTs. And fourth, form an independent bipartisan committee and start a complete review process of the SIP scheme, prioritizing the needs of PBTs and our constituents. Thank you. Undersigned by 4 of us.